Clippers GM Lawrence Frank said yesterday the Clippers, quote unquote, very much want Paul George back. But then Lawrence Frank said, we very much understand and respect the fact this is a business. And the reality of the new CBA impacts teams like us with our better players in their 30s, and you're trying to build a sustainable roster. Paul George is eligible to receive up to 4 years, $221 million, but reportedly negotiations have stalled far short of that. As tomorrow's deadline looms for Paul George to either exercise his player option for $48.8 million or become a free agent, and reportedly a growing number of other teams are willing to give Paul George the max. So, Paul Pierce, if you were Paul George, what would you do?
I think he's in a great position. This is a great problem to have, Skip. Whether you're going to make $221 million somewhere else or maybe stay with the Clippers for $150 million, but like I was telling Key, that's a $50 million cut. I don't know if he want to take that.
You said 150 and 220. My math, what's that, Kansas math?
Man, that's
more. That sounds like more to me.
Wait, is Kansas a school? Is it really a school, or is it just a basketball program?
Home of the Jayhawks.
Because if it's 220 and
you
you're
go
going
to
to take...
class, or you...
Yeah, I went to class.
Okay.
220 and 150, that's a big drop-off.
It wasn't snowing.
Yeah, right.
No, but look, I think he's in a position. I think they both kind of jockeying, because this is what I don't understand. You re-sign Ty Lue, and then you re-sign Kawhi Leonard, and yeah, I get Paul George wants that extra year, but the Clippers are like, hey, we want to line you up with Kawhi Leonard's years, because Kawhi has a 3-year deal that he just signed on an extension. So they want to line him up. Yeah. And then they're waiting on, after they get this done,
it got nothing to do with what you did with him.
You know, you look and see what you're going to do with James Harden. But he's like, look, I'm at the end of my career. This is my last possible contract. It'll take him till he's 37, 38. You know, he won all of his. So, you know, and then the Clippers are like, well, he probably won't leave L.A. He won't uproot his family. So, you know, we can give him... They're jockeying. You know, they're jockeying. But if I'm Paul George, I got to start exploring some other places. If they don't want to give me that 4th year based on what I can give a team, then I got to take it, whether it's Golden State, whether it's Philly. But ultimately, man, I just don't know. And when at first I said he's not going nowhere, he'll spill the Clippers. But if they don't want to give him that 4th year, and Philly want to give it to me, or Orlando want to give it to me, or Golden State want to give it to me, I can't take no $50 million haircut.
Do that math for me, Skip. 150
to 2.
Well, a 3-year, they'll give him like a 3-year.
What's that
like
missing?
That's like 70.
Huh, that's
$70 million haircut.
70 million. You talking about 50.
$70 million haircut.
Think about this.
Nah, I can't take that.
So based on everything Paul put together just now, I'm going to put some more together. So first of all, I can't speak up on what y'all gave Kawhi. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Y'all, that
ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah, that's between you and them. Whatever y'all doing with James Harden, that's between y'all. Whatever y'all do with Westbrook, that's y'all. That's cool. But here's what you're not going to do. You're not going to give me the same money that you offering somebody else because they decided to go that route. You want me to take a $70 million haircut. It's jockeying for position.
And I've been more healthy.
And I've done some things, been more healthy, all of those sort of things. Not only is it a $70 million haircut, you're not going to go from 150 on an offer to 170, calling a bluff. You know, that's too big of a gap. If it was 150 to 160, 165, then we could play, or if it was 165 to get up to 180, we could have that. But that's a $70 million. That gap is like this.
70 million.
Have you ever known somebody to close a gap on $70 million? And on top of that, the general manager went on to say it's a business. And we certainly understand that it's a business, and that's what... So you're already telling me in y'all mind, this is a business. You're trying to protect yourself on the luxury tax side so you don't have to be a repeat offender and continue to pay more money, even though the owner got more money than God. He can write the check tomorrow if he chooses to do so. You trying to show him that I can save you some luxury tax money rather than build a championship team?
Yep.
That doesn't make a whole lot. That tells me you don't want to win. That's what it tells me. Because he'll do anything, the owner will do anything to get a championship. We all know that Bomber will do anything to get a championship. Money is no object at all. But you trying to curry favor to the owner. See, look, I'm smart. I can say, so you playing games. Now Golden State is saying, well, hey, we like him. we're going to give you every dime that you deserve in the trade. Philadelphia is saying the same thing. Orlando would say the same thing.
Now, would that be the same number? That's what I don't know.
But it ain't going to be 150.
Is it? Will a 4-year deal with the Clippers be the same number as would it be for the Golden State Warriors or Philly?
But it ain't going to be 150. You see what I'm saying, Paul?
No,
it
I'm
might
saying
not be.
if they offer a 4-year deal is what I'm saying. Like,
If
is the number the same because you know they have Larry Bird rights and all that?
No, I understand
stuff?
that, but I'm saying to you, it ain't going to be 150. Okay? It might be 199. It might be 200. It ain't going to be 150. That's what, or when you trade him, they may be able to pay him the max because it's you trading him, opposed to him signing in free agency. If he just outright signed in free agency, I believe that number is going to be lower. If he opts in and get traded, then that number becomes something different.
It's clear to me that with Paul George at 34 after 14 seasons, the Clippers are saying, that's just too rich for our blood. He's not going to be worth 221 to us.
Yeah.
Okay? So they're saying bye, but they're also, to your point, this is just a big old double dog dare.
Yeah,
this is call and bluff.
Yep.
This is playing a game of chicken, thinking we got you. You know, this is blink. Who blinks? And they think Paul's going to blink because he's from Palmdale and he wants to stay in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it could be that.
You know, like
my mother would say, y'all obviously don't think fat meat is greasy. Clearly.
That's well said.
And if you mess around and you looking at it that way, his family, he can move his family. I'm only gone for 7 months.
Okay. Do I think he does not want to move his family? I think he does not want to move his family. I think he loves it here, and you guys know it because you're from here.
Yeah, I love it here.
For 50 more million, I can move up north.
70.
Well, I'm just shortchanging it, but for 50 more, I'll do it.
That's all I'm saying, Skip.
Yeah. You know, this is funny to me. You're
I'll
talking
move up
about all
north.
these millions, like, you just get numb to how many millions you're talking about. And it reminds me of some of my early days going to Las Vegas when I used to gamble, and you're gambling hundreds of dollars. And so one night, this is way back when, I'm walking from casino to casino, and a $100 bill fell out of my pocket, and I lost it. And then I just shrugged and said, it's only $100. Well, if I was back home and I lost $100, I'd be out of my mind. But because you're in Vegas and you're just throwing money around, you forget about the value of the money. And now we're just throwing millions, like,
But
is it 50 versus $70 million?
That's significant.
And then I keep hearing from people, you know, through the media and other shows or whatnot, he's made so much money, it doesn't really matter that he would leave that on the table. Are you crazy? He's made a lot of money, but he ain't made the type of money where he can leave $50 million on the damn table.
Okay, but to Lawrence Frank's point, I look at this roster and I'm looking at, remember, Kawhi is 2 years younger than Paul and has played 12 seasons to Paul's 14. So at least you think, well, we gave him his money.
What about
but
games?
Okay.
Seasons, what about the games?
Okay, well, and Kawhi's a little fresher because he never seems to play but half a season. Okay. Then James Harden is 34 years of age, 15 seasons worth, and Russ is 35 after 16 seasons. Well, this is the sort of the core of your team.
The oldest core in the league.
It's by far the oldest core, and it's only going to get older. And Lawrence Frank is saying with the new CBA, it's so limiting that I think in his heart of hearts, if they lost Paul George, it wouldn't be devastating. Like, he's prepared to lose him if he has to.
Going into a new arena, though.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you want to go into a new arena as a
right.
contender.
No,
we want to sell this thing out.
But what's the goal? Is the goal to compete for a championship today?
Yes.
Or try to get a sustainable roster for the future? Because if that's the goal, then you should let Paul George walk.
You should.
If you cared about the roster down the line, you should let him walk.
Yeah.
And if that's not the case, you need to pay that man and try to go for the championship over the next couple of years.
Or you have to explore a sign and trade.
Well, yeah, or
You
explore.
got to get
let
some
him walk.
ass. If you're going to keep Kawhi, and you can say, hey, we can get a bargain deal with Harden, but look, maybe we can get a young piece for a couple young pieces that can contribute.
Well, then Paul's going to have to opt in for the 48.
Yeah, you got to opt in and then
so you can
48
trade
so you can trade him.
Okay.
They can do that, and he'll probably do